JP Morgan expects Malaysia to see COVID-19 infections peaking at about 6,300 cases by the middle of April. However, it's not all doom and gloom. It says in Malaysia, the epidemic is currently entering the curve acceleration stage, which should last for about 1.5 to 2 weeks, after which the numbers should slow to 100 to 250 per day. JP Morgan believes the spread and intensity of the epidemic could have been worse if the government had not imposed the movement control order last week. It adds that Malaysia's reported cases may also be higher thanks to its aggressive testing per capita strategy, which far exceeds other ASEAN member states and even several European nations. Malaysia's lab test capacity for COVID-19 stands at 7,000 daily and will increase to about 16,500 tests per day by the end of the month. JP Morgan says Malaysia's strategy will lead to milder developments and lower mortality rates, and points out that Malaysia's reported death-to-case ratio is 0.77% compared with the global average of 4.4%. JP Morgan is also of the opinion that with 1,060 critical care beds in the country, Malaysia's hospitals are able to deal with the pandemic, given that about 10% of the infected require intensive care. As of today, the country has recorded 1,624 cases and 15 deaths. The Health Ministry is not recommending that the public use rapid test kits being sold on the market for early detection of the COVID-19 virus. This is because, unlike the lab tests at government facilities that use real-time techniques, these test kits trace the antibodies that are produced 5 to 8 days after one is infected. MOH Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah warns that these kits therefore cannot confirm infections quickly. He says the public should not subject themselves to these tests without getting the advice of a medical practitioner, as doing so may cause unnecessary misunderstanding and frustration over the test results obtained. RHB Research still expects Pos Malaysia to witness a turnaround in its financial year ending December 31st, 2020, supported by the recent plunge in fuel prices. RHB Research analyst Lester Siu is expecting the group to register a sluggish first half due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has disrupted e-commerce, cross-border shipments and regional air travel. That, coupled with the movement control order, is seen as directly hurting its postal services, courier and aviation operations. The research house cut its earnings forecast for the postal services group by between 31% and 65%. However, the near-term plunge in fuel costs could mitigate the decline in non-postal revenue. Siu is keeping a buy call on the counter with a lower target price of 75 cents per share. He adds that the stock is trading at a steeply discounted level, which is not reflective of Pos Malaysia's turnaround prospects. The counter closed 13% higher today at 64 cents. The Securities Commission will waive the annual licensing fees for this year on the core regulated activity of all capital markets services licensed entities with pre-tax profit of 5 million ringgit or less during financial year 2019. The regulator said those that have made the payment prior to today's announcement will be offered a credit to offset next year's licensing fees. The move is part of a raft of relief measures by the SC to ease the cost burden of capital market participants. It says these measures complement the wider relief effort under the government's Economic Stimulus Package 2020. They will benefit 231 licensed entities, 30 registered audit firms, and 9,663 licensed individuals in the country. Datuk Sri Najib Razak's 1MDB tenor trial is set to resume on April 1st, unless the current movement curbs are extended. According to Bernama, this was confirmed by Senior Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Sri Gopal Sri Ram. The trial, which was supposed to commence on March 19th, is scheduled at 9 a.m. before KL High Court Judge Colin Lawrence Sekera. When the hearing resumes, Najib's lawyers are expected to continue with cross-examination of the ninth prosecution witness, former 1MDB CEO Datuk Shahrul Azra Ibrahim Halmi. He served as the Strategic Development Company's chief between 2009 and 2013 and was a board member until 2016. Najib is fighting 25 charges of corruption and money laundering involving 2.3 billion ringgit in 1MDB funds between 2011 and 2014. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges.